Welcome, friends! Today we're going to talk about the life of JK Rowling, but before we do, please like and subscribe to support the channel. In the 6 troubled years that followed, she came up with the idea for a whole magical world inhabited by witches and wizards, and took the pen name JK Rowling and published Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the first book in the now famous Harry Potter series of books. Rowling overcame the challenges of being a single mother who got help from welfare to become one of the richest women in the world and the best-selling living novelist in the United Kingdom. But she didn't get to this point until she overcame the problems in her early life. Rowling grew up with her parents and sister in the southwest of England, near the border between England and Wales. This is where she was born. On her website, she said that she had always known she would write books. Books are the focus of her website. I knew I wanted to be a writer as soon as I found out what they did. I have the right personality to be a writer. I don't mind being alone in a room for a long time when I make up stories. She wrote her first book when she was 6 years old. It was about a bunny named Rabbit. The author says that after her mother praised her writing, she stood there and thought, well, then get it published. She said that she came from a troubled home and that her mother's 10-year battle with multiple sclerosis was hard on her and the family. In an interview with The New Yorker, Rowling said the following things. She said that she wasn't happy when she was a teen. Rowling's mother died on New Year's Day 1991 when she was 25 years old. This is the most traumatic thing that she can remember happening in her life. 6 months has passed since she started writing Harry Potter, and she was upset that her mother didn't know she was working on the book. Rowling's own experience of losing her mother led her to write the story in which Harry Potter also loses both of his parents. She told The Telegraph in a 2006 interview, "Most of my books are about death." She wasn't just talking about the death of Harry's parents, she's also talking about Voldemort's desire to live forever. I completely understand why Voldemort wants to beat death. All of us are worried about it. After her mother died, Rowling picked up her life and started over in the north of Portugal. There, she taught English to people who spoke other languages. She started dating a man named Jorge Arantes and soon found out she was pregnant. At that point, she moved in with Arantes' mother in a small 2-bedroom apartment. The pregnancy didn't make it, but in October of 1992, the couple did get married. Rowling had a daughter whom she named Jessica in July of 1993. After 13 hard months as a married couple, Rowling and Jessica got a divorce and moved back to the UK. They settled in Edinburgh, Scotland. She put 3 more Harry Potter chapters in the bag she was carrying with her. Rowling was in a terrible depression when she was living in a small apartment with her daughter, was out of work, and didn't have much money. She says she almost killed herself. She had to get help from the government, so she spent most of her time writing Harry Potter in coffee shops while Jessica slept in a stroller next to her. In 2008, when JK Rowling gave her commencement speech at Harvard University, she said, "A very short-lived marriage had ended, and I was jobless, a single parent, and as poor as you can be in modern Britain without being homeless. I was the biggest failure I knew by any normal measure." Rowling was talking about her first marriage when she said those things. The problems JK Rowling had with his initials. Getting and keeping real success takes a lot of hard work, sweat, and tears. To truly appreciate success, you have to know what it's like to struggle and sometimes fail. Rowling also had to deal with the same problem, but she was able to keep going, overcome it, and succeed in the end. Before she finally found success in her writing, though, it took a long time and a lot of setbacks. In fact, she wrote her first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, when she was struggling to make ends meet and dealing with a lot of stress and problems in her life. She had problems every day of her life, just like the rest of us, and it seemed like she failed more often than she succeeded. JK Rowling overcame many problems in her personal life, like problems in her marriage that led to a divorce, being a mother, and having her book promotions turned down again and again, but she never gave up on her dream and kept working toward it. Rowling kept going when most people would have given up, and when few people would have blamed her for giving up herself, but she was able to find a way in the end. But before she could get to her promised land, she had to go through a long journey filled with many setbacks and defeats. But this very sentence is the secret to her success. That is also the main reason why so many people still find inspiration in her story, which is that she kept going. She didn't give up on her dream and kept doing what she could, when she could, and where she could. She didn't stop what she was doing either. Because she said, if you have enough nerve, you could do anything. The story of JK Rowling's success shows how important it is to keep going even when things get hard. In 1995, JK Rowling finished the final draft of the text of her first book, but she didn't have the money or other resources to publish and promote the book on her own. She didn't give up on her ideas. She sent the manuscript to 12 big publishers, but they all turned it down. She didn't let this stop her from going after her goals. She did not give up. She didn't let the rejection stop her from wanting to write, and she kept sending her work to other publications whenever she had the chance. Finally, a small publication showed interest and agreed to print 1,000 copies of what would become the first book in the Harry Potter series. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone would be the title of this book. Even though Rowling faced a lot of criticism, contempt, and setbacks, she was ultimately successful. As demand for and love of the Harry Potter world and story spread around the world, other books in the series were eventually written because of how popular the first book was. There are 7 books in the series so far, and they came out between 1997 and 2007. Many people think that JK Rowling is one of the most well-known and important authors of our time. Her Harry Potter book series is largely responsible for the many awards and honors that she's received, both in the United States and around the world. One woman's determination to keep working toward her goal led to the franchise's current level of success and its continued growth into new mediums like movies, video games, and spin-off series. Today, it's given great fruit and keeps showing how powerful and influential it can be to see a dream through to the end. Drama with transgender community. People who didn't like JK Rowling said that she was transphobic because she made fun of a headline that said, "Those who menstruate." This made her a trending topic on Twitter. Rowling's been accused of transphobia for many years. After the coronavirus pandemic, she wrote an opinion piece that was posted on a website called DevX. The article was about making sure that people who menstruate have the same rights as everyone else. The website calls itself a media platform for the global development community. Rowling has been accused for years of being transphobic. I'm sure there was a word for those people in the past, but now we just say those who menstruate. Please come and help me. Womband? She sent out in a tweet. People on Twitter were quick to tell Rowling that her comment was rude not only to transgender men and women, but also to cisgender women who were past the age of menstruation and no longer had periods. Net worth. As of March 2023, it's thought that JK Rowling has a net worth of close to $1 billion. JK Rowling is a British author and movie producer, but she's best known for creating the Harry Potter series. Rowling is a great example of someone who came from nothing and worked hard to get where she is now. Her story is not only inspiring, but it's also full of important lessons that anyone else can use. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to support the channel.